Welcome all you filthy degenerates. It is time once again to bring you a brand new League of Legends Ultimate Guide. Now if this is your first time here, which chances are it is, and that may be because I've only made 2 of these in the history of the world, this is where we take a complete look, and some may even say the ultimate look, at a champion, and I tell you exactly how and when to play them and everything you need to know about them. Now, before we get started, let me introduce myself. I am the great Jacknomaniac, purveyor of fine anime thighs and poppy shenanigans. And did I mention I got Diamond one time like 2 seasons ago? But that was back when I was a tryhard. Nowadays, I get to the very low cesspool of Platinum and then I never touch ranked again for the rest of the season. But trust me, all those people who flame me and call me hard-stuck Platinum normals, they get to me, man. Flaming in normals and bringing up my Platinum rank? How dare I be above average? But enough about me. You're all here for the ultimate guide of ultimate knowledge. So, this ultimate guide will be about the prancing death machine known as Lillia. Now this should be interesting. Lillia's only been out for like 2 months. Both the other ultimate guides I've made have been on champions that were released like 5 years ago. This is a unique opportunity for us all with such a new champion. Who knows what the best build is for her? Could it be full AP? Could she be played as support? Should you build her as an off-tanky AP caster? I mean, the answer is yes to that last one, but what about full crit AD Lillia? Look, this is a comedy channel, and while I aim to be as helpful as possible to any newcomers, or just anyone who wants to play Lillia, as a professional meme lord, I have to delve deep into these questions. Does full crit Lillia work? Does full AP Poppy work? I mean, I've already tried that last one, and the answer is yes. Actually, for some reason it does. But let's take a look at Lillia, and I will tell you the best way to run down your enemies at Mach 5 speeds.
I blasted him. Nah, stop blasting.
She's out of mana! Now's my time! Ah!
Meanwhile...
Hey, I won my battle, fuck you. So naturally, before we get into Lillia's abilities and gameplay, let's take an in-depth and scientific look at who exactly Lillia is. Lillia is what's known as a spirit fawn, which brings up what I think is the most important question about her. If she were to wear pants, would she wear them like this? Or like this? But also, why is she Scottish? Does Scotland canonically exist in the League of Legends universe? Does Ross Boomsock secretly pray to a Riot Games altar in his home every night, which is why they were obligated to make their first Scottish champion? These could be the most mysterious mysteries that will never be solved. Basically, Lillia is a spirit fawn born from the magical manifestation of a tree's dream that was fused with a bud that bloomed and created Lillia? Trust me guys, I can't make this stuff up. Like, this is some serious stoner business here, which would actually explain a lot about Lillia. The dream dust, the putting people to sleep, the fact she can run Mach 10 through the jungle despite not having any toes. Honestly, it would be a convenient way to hit up the nearest McDonald's for some McNuggies and fries when you're smoking that 420 weeds. Lillia's passive is Dream-Laden Bow. Bow. Bow, it was bow. Lillia's passive is Dream-Laden Bow. Her spells and abilities deal an extra 5% of the target's max health as magic damage as a short little damage over time effect after they hit. This is where the off-tanky build becomes the best choice. You already deal a percentage health damage, so building full damage isn't actually necessary in most cases. You get that percentage health damage for free, so you might as well build some tanky items to last longer in fights. Her Q has a passive and an active ability. Passively, she gains a stack of prance each time she hits an enemy with any ability. This stacks up to 5 times and gives her bonus move speed per stack, and the stacks slowly fall off one at a time out of combat. Actively, she gets a discount Darius Q where she swings her branch in a circle around here, dealing magic damage and guess what? True damage on the outer circle. Just another reason to build her kinda tanky. You have percentage health damage and true damage, which means it's just a lot of free damage. Her W is called Watch Out, Eep. Lillia does a short dash forward and slams her branch into the ground with the force of 1,000 exploding nebulas. Enemies in the center take double the damage, but keep in mind this is a short hop. You can't jump over walls with it, and it deals less damage to minions. And also, bonus fact for my fellow Poppy mains out there, this dash can be blocked by your W. Her E is Swirl Seed. Lillia lobs a Swirl Seed in a target direction, infinitely rolling in a straight line until it hits something. If it collides with an enemy, it deals damage and slows them. This is your main engage tool while ganking. Throw it out when you come in for a gank, and if it makes contact, it will slow the enemy as well as give you a stack of prance to help you close the gap and start running circles around them, spamming Q. You can also throw this over small walls, so keep that in mind when you're planning a gank or if you just want a 360 no-scope snipe people from halfway across the map. I'll stay in the forest until I learn how to use doors. Alright, here comes that 7-10 split. Here it comes. Oh. Her ultimate is Zoe Bubble 2, the Electric Boogaloo. Lillia can activate this spell to put all champions under the effect of her Dream Dust to become drowsy, slowing them and eventually putting them to sleep for a few seconds. The next non-periodic damage dealt to them will wake them up and trigger a bonus damage effect. Oh, and this effect is also global, so you can be on one side of the map, snipe someone with your E, and then put them to sleep. So there you have her abilities. She's a pretty simple champion, so it's not really hard to get the handle of her. Honestly, it took me like maybe 5 games. And now that she's out of that scary brand new champion permaban phase, you won't really have an issue getting her in any of the games you want. And now for items and ruins. So what do we take on this little murder deer? Ruin-wise, pretty much all the time you'll want to run Dark Harvest because it adds a little more snowballing effect and give you more damage. Cheap Shot because it can proc off your E and really well with your ult. Eyeball Collection because it's just more damage. And Ravenous Hunter to give you more survivability in fights. Secondary, I go Celerity for extreme zoomies and Gathering Storm just for more damage. And for the little baby ruins, go double Adaptive and Armor for more jungle survivability. Item-wise in the jungle, you'll always want to start out with a Hunter's Talisman and a refillable potion. Rushing Red Smite with Runic Echoes for more true damage and survivability in fights. Boots, you can go Sorg Shoes if you're really ahead and already have a tank, but if not, buy Merc Treads or Tabbies depending on the enemy team. After Boots, start working your way towards Liandry's. It's like the perfect item for Lillia. It gives you some tankiness, some magic pen, health percentage burn, and increases your damage over time. This is usually all the damage items you want to go, but if you're really ahead and already have a tank, you can go full damage for the memes. After Liandry's, get a Deadman's Plate for tankiness and even more move speed. After that, it's up to you what you want to buy. Some good armor items are Randuin's, Thornmail, and Hourglass. MR items, plan on getting a Spirit Visage or Adaptive Helmet because they're like the only 2 good magic resistance items for tanks. Well, that pretty much covers the basics of Lillia. She's a fast, AP bruiserish jungle who excels at running circles around her enemies, dealing damage while they try to catch you. Now, let's finish things off with some extra spicy tips and tricks. Lillia excels at running circles around her enemies, making kiting jungle camps super easy. Simply spam Q and run around the camp bopping it with your branch. You can't perfectly avoid all the damage, but hey, it's a lot better than nothing. This is especially important in the early game if you want to avoid backing to base too soon. Lillia's E has a small splash damage radius. If enemies are clumped up and you're able to hit multiple targets with it, you can activate your ult to make some really good engages for a team fight. Lillia's W has a short dash built into it. If you need some extra speed to escape danger or dodge a skill shot, this could be your best option at doing so. Well, my children, that is all that I can teach you about Lillia. Everything else must come from your own life experiences, learning the ways of the Lillia, eeping into the night for all of eternity. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, because you know I'm always making videos, maybe just a little slower than everybody else. Is there anything else I forgot to mention? Oh yeah, the 2-step!